nobody will really buy a picture where somebody else's face is on it and put it in their house. So that like pushed me to like explore another way. How can I take portraits that are really nice and not necessarily the face showing?
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's another thing. It's just understanding where you are. What story can you tell? We know as humans we are emotional beings. Emotion will always triumph over our logical thinking. It's later we can now use logical thinking to back, right? So what artists that know their stuff, what they've been able to do is been able to create stories.
What people actually buy into is not what they are seeing, it is what they are seeing makes them feel in their heart. It is about what they can feel when they see that picture. I mean, if you can explain, if you can sell it to them in a way that resonates with their human emotions.
Yeah.
Hello viewers, you're welcome to another episode of The Dark Room. I am your host Mide, and trust me, I am not here in the studio alone. I am with a talented photographer, someone who prioritizes storytelling, and he's no other person than Okedeji Omotesho.
Hi everyone, my name is Okedeji Omotesho, and I am here on The Dark Room with the amazing
Mide. Thank you very much, Tesh, for showing up on today's episode.
My pleasure.
I don't want it to look like I'm being. By the time we're done with this episode, I'm very sure that people will get an highlight of, how amazing you are. So yeah, Tesh is a creative photographer. I mean, he focuses a lot on storytelling, and that's one thing I think strikes me with your works.
Yeah. So storytelling like photography is basically a way of life for me. So the way I see it is, growing up, we all did arts now, visual arts, and then I could not draw to save my life. It's terrible. So like with time when I discovered photography, I was like, okay, I think this is a way for me to express my like artistic side, right? I can't sing, I can't draw. So let's try this actually. Then with time I started learning that pictures, things that strike people the most in every part of arts, be it music, be it drawing, is basically the story you're telling. Right? So like how can people relate with it? That's basically what storytelling is all about. What approach are you taking to present something to someone?
Yeah.
So that's like, and then that's how I started. I took that name, storyteller. So like the storyteller, photography, visual storyteller actually. Yeah. So that's basically.
Wait first. Is there a thing about photographers that most photographers I've met? I'm speaking for myself. They don't know how to sing.
I don't know.
But we traded our singing. You can't sing. I can't.
But thank
I
God.
didn't say that.
Thank God for life.
But yeah, Tesh, about there's this niche that I feel like you have. There is a way you take your pictures. I've seen your works on fashion, documentary. How do you come up with your ideas?
That's one is a very long story. But let's see. Usually I just like, what I tell people is, personally for me, I feel like I'm a lazy person, right? And I use my laziness to my strength. So I try to like do something, right? Let's say I'm shooting an event, I'm trying to like create a project, right? So I kind of like plan so I don't stress myself in the future. But even with the plan, there are still some things that can happen anyways. But after the planning, I now see what is the simplest way I can achieve what I want to do. And then I build my creativity around it. I try and see, okay, we add this. Basically, just try and error. And then also, it's more like a calculated try and error thing. I tell people that before you break rules or before you like say, oh, I'm creative, you should first like understand the rules. It's somebody that understands the rules that can like bend it to his will and like, so, and then also it took practice. When I started photography, one time I was going through somebody sent me a very old picture I took of her, and I was like, it was not me that took it. My watermark was there, but I said there's no way it was me.
To say that you must have boasted about those jobs.
So no, this is not me. So I say I know it's me, but it's not me. But so it's beautiful to see actually. So there was that period. There's that paying your dues. That's that working and improving, getting feedbacks and stuff, and then improving on them. I mean, I always says some people have seen, oh, I saw this particular work. Behind that, like very good work, there are like 10 others that are not so good. So yeah, exactly. So it's just learning and then improving. Basically, that's how it works. Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
But yeah, I'm also aware that you go on photo works a lot. I mean, like what you say, creativity is not. It is one thing for you to have that creativity inside you, but it is something that spoils your creativity. That's the way I perceive this thing. So I mean, what we say about your photo works, like aiding your creative perspective.
Okay. So one thing I like about documentaries and photo works is you get to think on the spot. Right. So and also another, it helps you to see. So there's something I do sometimes when I'm like, I might not be with a camera, I'm just taking a trip. My friends that I work with, they know that I could just be saying, imagine this, somebody standing here, and they are, sometimes they might not see what I'm saying, but they're like, yeah, started again. But people that will say like, okay, nice one. So it's just, it has allowed me to appreciate the moment, appreciate each moment, and see beauty in things that people would not ordinarily see the beauty in, right? And then just be grateful that, I'm experiencing this moment at this point in time.
Yeah.
Like, so I've learned the art of, I call it the art of noticing. Just like sitting and like just seeing things and like, okay, this is nice. So photo works actually help you to think on the moment. You can't, like, let's say you want to shoot a movie, you can't say, everybody stop. I want to take this picture. No, it happens and it does happen, and if you miss it, you miss it. So yeah, that's the way, that's how photo work has helped me, and it really helps you improve your creativity actually, as if generally overall. I recommend it for anybody, whether you're a studio
How often
person.
do you go on photo works?
I don't plan them. I don't plan them. So I have friends that actually have like photo walks where they invite all the other photographers. We converge, we plan our routes, then we take pictures. Sometimes there was one I went for EcoBank for World Photography Day also. The photographers that came around, Kelechi Amadiobi was there. All these big guys were there, and they were all shooting. So it was really nice, right? Well, sometimes I could just come back from, let's say, somewhere I'm like, and I just want to relax. I just want to, like, I don't know, express something. I just ring up a friend. Let's take a walk and just try to do something, and then I take it and see where it leads me, and then at the end, that's how it works. So, but
documentary photography is one of the, I would say, in quotes, the hardest part of photography, because number one, that involves human beings, and it's a different thing to say you want to take pictures of nature and all of those. We've had cases when this is a photographer's camera. So how do you maneuver your way in that situation?
For me, when I started photography, one of the things that I'm usually grateful for is that I started with my phone. So when you're like taking pictures with your phone, it's not everybody that really notices it. That will notice rather. So they'll just like pass through. And then I have friends also who are like, that's what they do, like documentary. They don't even do like portrait. They don't just documentary. They get like they get commissioned by magazines to like shoot events and stuff. So I kind of like learn from them directly and indirectly. But usually, if I want to take like a portrait, I kind of, let's say I'm on the photo walk, I want to take a portrait of like of somebody selling something. There was one, I remember the one for World Photography Day. Was it 2019 or 2021, I think, or 2020? I can't really remember. But we're around that Obalende side.
Yeah.
And Obalende is notorious for so many things. right. So I saw this woman selling something. I really liked so I just walked up to her and told her, I want to take your picture. And she allowed me. She even posed for me, and I took the shot and I showed her. And I was like, left to me, I really wanted to like go back and present a frame, but honestly, I don't even know where we were exactly in that. But it was a photo walk, everybody was just walking, right? But aside from asking people, you can just like use your phone, like take pictures discreetly. I mean, if we were in other countries, it's actually people love taking them.
Yeah,
people
but I feel
will
like
see it.
people are getting more open to things like that now.
So it will take time actually, but I believe that there will be a time where like everybody can like there are things peculiar to every region and something that's peculiar to us as Nigerians is in quotes superstition. And the
Yeah.
fact that you really can't really trust a stranger like that. So sometimes what my friends do is they use like zoom lenses. They stay far away.
But then
like,
what
shoot.
about the whole license thing?
Well, so that's another thing. So, but like that's where like your creativity comes in.
Yeah.
For example, my portrait or personal portraiture, like what I'm trying to do is redefine pictures I take of like portraits basically. I figured that nobody will really buy a picture where somebody else's face is on it and put it in their house. Do you
Yeah.
get? So I was like, so that like pushed me to like explore another way. How can I take portraits that are really nice and not necessarily the face showing? And
Yeah.
So yes.
I have a friend that what he does is he sells his pictures as artworks. So
Yeah.
when your face is showing, it just gives it to the artist to like paint
So
the
paint
whole
over
scene and
it.
everything.
Yeah. So that works
So
too.
It's not
Wow.
painting over the picture, like just the exact scene, the picture and everything. Man
Okay,
just
okay.
sketches it out, but it's not looking exactly like the person.
Oh, so it's
in-
looking different.
Exactly.
Yeah. That works.
And he
too.
sells his pictures, and then
That works.
you know what he does? I don't want to say this one, but then most times those images are just like random images that he took. But when he wants to sell them, I feel like I'm debating this, but I really want to talk about this. He looks for like some phenomenal explanation to give
Yeah.
those pictures,
So
and you're
that's-
like,
so that's
this picture-
storytelling.
exactly. And I was like, because people won't buy the picture, especially
yes,
another person's picture. You have to be able to say, okay, this is the story behind
exactly.
this
That's
particular
that's
picture.
exactly
when it
what
comes to
storytelling
documentary.
is. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what exactly. So you get to see like artworks. You see someone paints like put a red dot on like a very big white paper and he sells it for millions of dollars. And you're like,
And you're wondering,
I can do this thing. What's so But the thing is, what story can you tell? We know as humans we are emotional beings. Emotion will always triumph over our logical thinking.
yeah.
It's later we can now use logical thinking to back,
Mhm.
right? So what artists that know their stuff, what they've been able to do is been able to create stories, right?
Yeah.
So for example, there was one project I worked on. Honestly, when I was embarking on that project, I had just seen Avatar, the last Airbender. So I was just like, okay, let's try something like
Okay.
Avatar and take pictures. And then when I was posting it on Instagram, there was this story I cooked. I just did this story about perseverance, blah, blah, blah. So sometimes when you do something, you don't exactly have the story that you want to tell. You just want to do it because like you want to express something.
Yeah.
But maybe when you want to like share it, at that point there might be a situation that's
Yeah.
happening at that point that will not give birth to a story
Exactly.
that other people can relate to. So that's exactly how storytelling. Well,
What people actually buy into is not what they are seeing. It is what they are seeing makes them feel
yes,
in
exactly.
their heart. It is
Exactly.
about what they can feel when they see that picture. I mean, if you can explain, if you can sell it to them in a way that resonates with their human emotions.
Yeah, and that thing I like doing is like visiting art exhibitions.
Yeah.
I have a friend that sculpts, and anytime he has this exhibition, I go and see his and other people, and I get to see how people like tell their stories. So indirectly, by absorbing all these things, right, I'm saying, oh, this is really nice. This is really nice way to do this.
Yeah.
So I'm absorbing everybody's experiences. It also helps my creativity.
Yeah.
So one thing I always tell people to do is you can't be an artist and just focus on your art. Just go and touch grass. Go outside, explore. See see how other people are thinking. It's those experiences, those exposure that helps you as a person, as a
Yeah.
creative. So and it improves your storytelling basically. So that's exactly how the world works basically. Storytelling.
Yeah.
I mean, God is a storyteller. You should be a storyteller. So yeah.
If you don't use the knowledge at that particular time,
yeah,
it is settling somewhere in your subconsciousness.
yeah, and it
You
comes
might
back
just
later.
you might just sit down and then just like regurgitating, like it's just coming back and like
Yeah.
saying you're forming something else.
Actually, that's how it works. There was one night we're at home. most of my like really good works. I posted one video on my status one time where like the works that people can really relate to are the ones where like you don't really plan them. Like, let's do something. Because at that point, what you're saying, let's do something, it's just raw emotions, it's raw experiences that you just want to express, right?
Yeah.
So I was with my brother, and we're like, okay, it was at night. We're the only ones at home actually for the weekend. So I just told him to go outside. Let's go outside. Let's take a picture. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Well, as I was there, I was thinking, and then we did this. I don't know if you've seen this image where like there's this fire thing, like, so I just did one fire image, and then it looks like a dragon. It was not a dragon.
Yeah.
So I named it Dragon. I honestly did not plan like that, but that's how we're just coming up with stuff. Let's try this. So that's how we and most times that's how like those really wonderful things that you do, those things that you create come to be, right? So I shoot whether I'm being paid or not. And one of the things that that helped me do that was that there's this guy I follow on Twitter. I learned a lot from him, Miyotu. Alright. I've been able to like meet with some of these like really cool photographers, and then most of what they tell you is whether you have a paid shoot or not, just like create. The more you create, the more you can create. So what I mean is the more you create, the more the quality of your work improves. So you can you can say, okay, let me try this, and then you shoot it first time. It's not really all that. It's not. You didn't get what you want. Then, but what you have done is, because you shot at that point, you've been able to learn a thing or two. You say, okay, next time let's try this. And then you shoot. And then, interestingly, a client can come and say, I want to do this, and that is something that you've done before. So it's easier for you at that point, because of course they're clients, so you can't use their money. I'm saying, let's try this. Yeah. But when you do that, actually, it helps your creativity as a person to be able to work in any condition, right? So I mean, when I started, I didn't have a camera for a very long time, so I learned to make do with what I had, and people didn't really know that I was not using the camera.
If you have that idea, trust me, you can efficiently carry out that idea with your phone camera. So learn to work out the magic that you have in your head with that phone camera.
Yeah, exactly. So when people come to me and I want to learn photography, what camera do I need to buy? Well, first of all, economy. So I don't know what your budget is, but cameras are expensive.
You want to get a standard professional camera now.
Cameras are expensive. You are looking at 500 to 400 minimum, fairly used. So I just tell them, this is the budget, right? If you want to get a camera. But when I started out, in fact, for a long time, I've been having client jobs. I didn't have a camera of my own. I was doing everything on my phone. I didn't even have a laptop that time, but people didn't know. Right. Although I'm not saying that if you can get these gadgets, by all means get it. It makes your work easier.
If at the very beginning from day one you can afford to get it.
It makes your work easier and improves the quality. But like if you can't, don't be waiting, because nobody will come.
Don't let that stop you.
Nobody will come and really help you.
Really,
exactly. So you need to like put in the efforts for people to help you. So what I did was learn how to use my phone. And I utilized the phone. I use the phone camera for plenty things, to know that okay, there's a particular time of the day when this phone camera will really work. Yeah, there's a particular scene. So that's how I.
You can even get Photoshop on your phone. You can get editing sheets on your phone.
These phone manufacturers now are just 3 cameras, 4 cameras, telephoto. So there's really no excuse actually. Right. So photography is really, really, really nice. Like, take one moment you are somebody from Yaba can be in places. I mean, there are jobs that I did or have done that I can't speak of because of like agreements and stuff. But photography is really nice. So
yeah, and photography is something that if you're really passionate about it, I mean, I could stand for 8 hours straight, 10 hours straight working on the job. Like, I don't get tired. I don't feel the pressure or anything. I mean, if it's something that you really enjoy.
Members used to call me policeman. Because I stand a lot, and actually I started when I started photography. So you learn to stand, right? So and you won't feel anything.
You won't.
You're just enjoying the moment
for something else. So what's that one thing that you'd like the viewers to take with them? I mean, if you forget any other thing from this interview.
If there's anything I would let that I would tell somebody to take away from this session, it would be work with what you have,
Yeah.
right? And this is not only for photographers or people that are into photography. I mean, like, you can always gain knowledge anywhere. Whatever it is that you want to do, right? Start from where you are. Start from where you are with what you have, because if you're always waiting for the perfect moment, it will never come. The human mind will always say, it can be like this, can be like this. So start
Yeah.
from where you are. Just start first. And also, because I say just start, does not mean that you should not do like a degree of planning. Right?
Yeah.
Seek out people who are doing what you want to do. Ask for like directions, and then from that, take care. Have your own food ingredients. So yeah, that's like the key thing that would really, and then keep creating. Actually, like God said, go forth and multiply, but we always misinterpret it as
Giving birth
to children.
alone.
So going forth and multiply is basically, it has given you charge to like just go and do things. It has empowered you. So like create. It might not necessarily be only photography. It might be an accountant, it might be an architect. Do stuff that people just do stuff in your field, right?
Don't be scared of what people would say, because in
Yep.
actual sense, they all have their personal businesses. I mean, they might make you feel like you're their priority, but for real, you're not their priority. So dare to do what you want to do, irrespective of what you think
Yep.
they would say. Because most times why people don't try that thing is because it's more because of what people will say. It's not really because of the pain they would feel if they fail. It's more because this person sees me failing, or this person hears about my downfall and all those things. So
Yeah.
just dare to do you. Do it regardless.
What's the vision? What's your big dream for the darkroom?
My main aim is to see creatives come together. I mean, I'm looking forward to a future where I can have a space where creatives will actually be inside while the podcast is going on. That's
and
besides.
learn from it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that
And they get to ask their question like in person. I want an avenue where creatives can collaborate thanks to the dark room. So that is my vision. It's majorly about creatives, because I mean, when I didn't get into the industry, I had to deal with a lot of things. I had so many questions on my heart that I didn't get people to exactly answer them till I got to a certain point. So I'm looking forward to a future where creatives can come together to collaborate and just make things easier for creatives here.
Yeah, I think that's a very nice dream, and it's valid. I mean, dreams are valid anyways. So yeah.
You
Well
say
done.
it's not valid.
No, I can't say it's not valid. So yeah, I mean, those crazy dreams that are the dreams that actually do change the world. So say well done once again.
Thank you, my G.
Yeah, welcome.
Alright, thank you very much, viewers. I mean, it was an amazing interview. So we've come to the end of today's episode on the dark room, and I am Mide, your host, and my guest today is Tesh. Tesh, thank you very much for
My pleasure.
showing up. And just before we run out of the studio, I'd like to say that if you have any creative in mind I'd like to suggest, you have a role model that you want us to bring on the show, or you have somebody that you want to know what they've been through, how did they get here, how did you even do it, feel free to drop their names in the comment section. And if you have other questions that you'd like to ask, please feel free to comment, drop your opinions, and do well to like, share, and of course subscribe. Till the next episode, take care of yourself and stay creative.
Bye, guys.